Problem 7, by saying God punished Jesus instead of us, we illustrate injustice rather than justice. So how? Counter that. There is not one case we could find in any court that would consider it just to punish the innocent for the crime of the guilty, because it makes no sense. And it's a system which has been developed, and PSA really only came about in, I think, the 11th century through a guy called Absalom of Canterbury, who built his ideas on Augustinian thought of punishment. It was not in the early church fathers. They had no concept of that. Their view of what happened on the cross was Christus Victor, which was Jesus overcame. So a way to illustrate that this is not the truth and to highlight that, that Jesus was not punished instead of us, which would be totally unjust, is to look at this illustration. Now consider cult leader and murderer Charles Manson, who was sentenced to death but escaped his death by dying naturally in prison. Imagine the guilt of Charles Manson being placed on an innocent child, and that child being sentenced to death. Manson gets to go free, but the innocent child is sentenced to death for his crimes. Well, that is not our loving Father. That would be a cosmic child abuser. So this idea and this illustration colorfully illustrates what injustice looks like, which is exactly how PSA frames the death of Jesus. It is completely unjust and unjust. Counter 2, although many say this illustrates mercy rather than injustice, it actually does not. By definition, it doesn't, because it cannot illustrate mercy, because mercy is what is given by a victim to an offender, offering no demands for that person or anyone else to be punished for the pain they caused. That is what mercy does. Mercy, when someone harms me and I choose to forgive them unconditionally, I'm basically asking that nothing bad would happen to that person because I have chosen to show them mercy. God showed us mercy through what Jesus did, not punishment. Unconditional love is expressed through limitless grace and triumphant mercy. And these are phrases that God spoke to me over and over again. Limitless grace, which means limitless, it will never, ever run out. And triumphant mercy, in which mercy triumphs over what? Man's version of justice, man's version of judgment, man's version of injustice. It triumphs over it all. So grace, in this instant, is the divine enabling power of God, and it is limitless to empower us to have a relationship with him, and it knows no boundaries, no limitations. It has no limits at all, and triumphant mercy overcomes every obstacle, every hindrance, every barrier to our relationship with the Father, including the ones that we have in our own thinking and the alienation of our own mind, because we've been taught that we're separated from God, and we never were. Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. We really appreciate you taking the time. If you enjoy these videos, would you please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe? It really does help. Thank you very much.